Listen carefully, because this is not just another speech. This is something you feel deep inside your chest, inside your mind, inside your soul. Betrayal, it doesn't come from strangers. It doesn't come from enemies. No, it comes from the ones you trusted. The ones you believed in. The ones you thought would never switch on you. They smiled with you. They sat with you. They laughed with you. They knew your secrets. They knew your struggles. They knew your weaknesses. And still they chose to hurt you. That's what makes betrayal different. It's not just pain. It's personal. It hits deeper than failure, deeper than rejection, deeper than loss. Because this time it came from someone you let in. And when that happens, something inside you changes. You stop trusting easily. You start questioning easily. You start questioning everything. You replay moments in your head again and again and again. Was it real? Did they ever care? Was I blind? And the worst part, you don't just lose them, you start losing yourself. Your peace, your focus, your clarity. But listen to me right now, very carefully. Betrayal is not the end, it's a revelation. It reveals people. It reveals truth. It reveals reality. Because fake loyalty always expires. No matter how long it takes, no matter how real it looks, no matter how convincing it feels, at some point, the mask falls off. And when it does, you finally see. You see who they really are. You see what they really wanted. You see how little you actually meant to them. And yeah, that hurts. But you know what hurts more? Living your whole life believing a lie. So don't curse the betrayal. Don't hate the moment. Don't wish it never happened. Because that pain opened your eyes. And once your eyes are open, you can never go back to being blind. Now here's the truth most people never understand. Betrayal always has consequences. Always, not sometimes, not maybe, always. But the consequences are not what you think. You think it's revenge. You think it's exposing them. You think it's proving them wrong. No, that's not power. That's reaction. Real power is control. Control over your emotions, control over your actions, control over your actions, control over your silence. Because when you stay silent, you stay strong. When you react, you lose power. And most people, they react. They get angry, they get loud, they try to fight back. They try to prove something, but all they do is lose themselves. Vince, you're not going to do that. You're going to do something different, something rare. Something powerful. You're going to walk away, not because you're weak, but because you're strong enough to know your worth. Because let me tell you something, not everyone deserves your loyalty. Not everyone deserves your energy. Not everyone deserves your presence. And the moment you understand that, everything changes. Your circle becomes smaller, but stronger. Your mind becomes quieter. Your mind becomes quieter. Your life becomes harder, but better. Because now you're not living for people. You're living with purpose. And the ones who betrayed you, they will feel it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day they will. Because one day they will need the same loyalty they broke, and they won't find it. One day they will realize what they lost, and by then it will be too late. Because you won't be the same person anymore. You will be stronger, colder, wiser, not bitter. Just better. And that's the difference. And that's the difference. You see, weak people seek revenge. No. Strong people build themselves. They take the pain and turn it into power. They take the betrayal and turn it into fuel. They take the loss and turn it into growth. And that's exactly what you're going to do. You're not going to chase closure. You're not going to beg for explanations. You're not going to waste your energy asking a why. Because a why doesn't matter. What matters is what you do next. Do you stay broken or do you rise? Do you stay stuck or do you grow? Do you let them define you or do you redefine yourself? That choice is yours. And if you're listening to this right now, I already know something about you. You're not weak. You're not average. You're not meant to stay down. You're meant to rise. And this moment, this pain, this is your turning point. This is where everything changes. Because from this moment forward, you stop being the person who got hurt and you become the person who can never be broken again. You become disciplined, focused, unstoppable. You stop trusting words. You start trusting words. You start watching actions. You stop giving chances. You start setting boundaries. You stop chasing people. You start chasing purpose. And when that happens, your entire life shifts, because now you're in control. And control is power. Never forget that. Betrayal didn't destroy you. It revealed you. It showed you your strength. It showed you your value. It showed you who you really are. And now there's no going back. Only forward, only higher, only stronger. Because at the end of the day, betrayal always has consequences. For them, it's loss. For you, it's transformation. And transformation always wins. So now, you felt it. The betrayal, the silence, the shift. You're not the same anymore, are you? Something inside you changed. Something broke, but something else woke up. And that's where most people get it wrong. They think betrayal destroys you. No, betrayal reveals you. It shows you how strong you really are. Because pain is a test, not a punishment. A test of your mindset, a test of your discipline, a test of your ability to stand up when everything inside you wants to fall apart. And right now, you're standing in that moment where you have a choice. Stay broken or become powerful. Most people, they stay broken. They stay broken. They carry the pain. They replay the memories. They hold on to the anger, and slowly that pain turns into poison. Poison in their thoughts, poison in their actions, poison in their life. They stop trusting. They stop growing. They stop living, not because betrayal ended them, but because they never let it go. Listen, you don't heal by holding on. You don't grow by staying stuck. And you definitely don't win by living in the past. So what do? You transform. You take that pain and you use it. You let it fuel you. Every sleepless night, fuel. Sleepless night, fuel. Every moment of doubt, fuel. Every memory that hurts, fuel. Because pain is energy. And energy can either destroy you or build you. The difference, direction. Where are you going to direct it? Towards anger? Towards revenge? Towards negativity, or towards growth? What? Towards discipline? Towards becoming unstoppable? Because let me tell you something. The strongest people in this world are not the ones who never got hurt. They're the ones who got hurt and still chose to rise. They didn't stay down. They didn't stay broken. They leveled up. Silently, while everyone thought they were finished, they were just getting started. And now, it's your turn. You don't need revenge. Read that again. You don't need revenge. Because success is louder than revenge. Growth is more painful than revenge. Discipline is more powerful than revenge. And when you become better, you don't even care anymore. That's the real win. That's the real win. Not proving them wrong, outgrowing them completely, to the point where they don't even exist in your mind anymore. That's power, because right now they live in your thoughts. Right now they have control over your emotions. Every time you think about them, they win. Every time you feel anger, they win. Every time you lose focus, they win. So what do? You take that control back. You take your mind back. You take your energy back, and you redirect it into something greater, into something greater, into something stronger, into something unstoppable. You wake up earlier, you work harder, you focus deeper. You move in silence, no announcements, no explanations, no distractions, Work, just discipline, just growth. And day by day, you start changing, not for them, for you. Because this is not about proving anything. This is about becoming everything you were meant to be. You were meant to be. Everything they doubted, everything they underestimated. And when you reach that level, something interesting happens. You stop feeling the pain. You stop feeling the pain. Not because it didn't matter, but because you outgrew it. You became bigger than it, stronger than it, better than it. And now you look back, not with anger, but with clarity. You realize it had to happen. Because without that betrayal, you would still be the same person. Comfortable, blind, unaware. But now, Now you're awake. Now you're focused. Now you're dangerous. Not to others, but to your old self. Because your old self accepted less. Your old self trusted blindly. Your old self gave too much to the wrong people. But this version of you, this version moves differently, thinks differently, inks differently, acts differently. And that's the transformation. That's the power. That's the consequence. Because while they lost you, you found yourself. And trust me, that's a trade you win every time. So don't cry over betrayal. Don't chase answers. Don't waste your energy. Use it. Use it. Build yourself. Elevate yourself. Elevate yourself. Discipline yourself. Because one day you're going to look back at this moment and smile. Not because it didn't hurt, but because it made you who you are. Stronger, wiser, unbreakable. And when that day comes, you'll finally understand. Betrayal was never your weakness. It was your beginning. And you're different, not because you wanted to be, but because you had to be. Pain forced you to grow. Betrayal forced you to wake up. Silence forced you to think. And now, you see things clearly. You see people for who they really are, not who they pretend to be. And once you see that, there's no going back. So what do you do now? You move in silence. No announcements, no explanations. No explanations, no emotional reactions, just silence. Because silence is where your power grows. Most people talk, they tell everyone their plans. They explain their moves, they seek validation. But you don't say anything, you just work. You build, you improve, you evolve quietly. Because a real comeback doesn't need noise. It needs focus, it needs discipline, it needs consistency. Day after day, when nobody is watching, that's where the real change happens. You wake up and you don't check on them. You wake up and you check on yourself, your goals, your mindset, your progress. Because now your energy is not wasted on people. It's invested in growth, and that changes everything. And that changes everything. Because where your focus goes, your life follows. If you focus on pain, you stay in pain. If you focus on growth, you rise. Simple, but not easy. Because your mind will try to pull you back. It will remind you of what happened. It will replay the betrayal. It will whisper, "I remember what they did." And in that moment, you have to decide, do you go back or do you move forward? Because you can't do both. You can't grow and stay attached to the past. You can't become powerful while holding on to pain. You have to let it go. No. Not for them, for you. Because holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting them to suffer. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It never does. So you release it. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. And once you do, you feel lighter, clearer, stronger. Because now your mind is free. Free to focus, free to grow, free to become. And this is where your comeback begins. Not loud, not dramatic, silent, dangerous. Because while they think you're done, you're building something they can't see, a stronger mindset, a sharper focus, a higher standard. And when that foundation is built, nothing can shake you, because now you don't depend on people, you depend on yourself, your discipline, your habits, your consistency. And that's real power, because people can leave, people can change, people can betray, but discipline, that stays, that builds, that transforms. So you lock in. You stop chasing attention. You stop chasing validation. You stop chasing people. And you start chasing excellence. Every single day, you improve your body. You improve your body. You strengthen your mind. You elevate your life, step by step. And slowly you become someone new, someone they don't recognize anymore, someone they can't reach anymore, someone they can't break anymore. And that's when it happens. They notice. They see your growth. They see your silence. They see your change. And suddenly they're curious. Why didn't they react? But why didn't they chase? But why are they doing better without me? Because you're not the same person anymore. You don't go back. You don't reopen doors that were closed for a reason. You don't give access to people who disrespected your value. Because now, you understand your worth. And once you understand your worth, you stop accepting less. No more fake loyalty, no more empty words, no more half-effort relationships. Only real, only genuine, only aligned. And if it's not that, you walk away without hesitation, without emotion, without regret. Because your peace is more important than people. Your growth is more important than comfort. Your future is more important than your past. And that mindset, that's what separates you. That's what makes you unstoppable. Because now, you're not reacting to life. You're controlling it. And once you reach that level, there's no limit to how far you can go. So keep moving, keep building, keep growing in silence. Because one day your results will speak so loud, you won't have to say a single word. And that day will be your comeback. A silent one, but a powerful one. Now you've learned something the hard way. Not everyone deserves access to you. Read that again, slowly. Not everyone deserves access to you. Your time, your energy, your loyalty, your trust. These are not small things. And still not small things. These are valuable. And the problem is you gave them too easily. Not because you were weak, but because you were real. You believed in loyalty. You believed in honesty. You believed that if you were genuine, others would be too. But life taught you differently. And that lesson, it changed you. Now you don't trust words, you trust actions. Because words are easy. Anyone can say I got you. Anyone can say I'm loyal. Anyone can say I'll never leave. But actions reveal everything. Actions don't lie. And now you watch closely. You observe, you analyze, you pay attention. Because you've been through it before. You've seen the fake smiles, you've felt the fake loyalty. You've experienced the betrayal, and you refuse to go through that again. So what do? You build boundaries in strong ones, clear ones, unbreakable ones. No more over-giving, no more over-explaining, no more over-trusting. Because every time you ignore your boundaries, you disrespect yourself. And that stops now. From this moment forward, you choose yourself. Not selfishly, but wisely. Because protecting your peace is not selfish. It's necessary. And people won't like that. They won't like the new you. The one who says a no. The one who walks away. The one who doesn't tolerate nonsense. They'll call you different. They'll say you changed. They'll say you're cold. And you know what? They're right. You did change. Because pain changed you. Experience changed you. Reality changed you. Reality changed you. It made you stronger. It made you smarter. It made you aware. Because now, you don't let just anyone into your life. Access is earned, not given. And once you understand that, everything becomes easier. You stop forcing relationships. You stop chasing connections. You stop trying to keep people who don't value you. Because you realize something powerful. The right people don't need to be forced. They stay, they respect, they support. Without games, without confusion, without betrayal. And if someone brings chaos into your life, you remove them without drama, without anger. Without explanation, just distance. Because peace is more important than attachment. And that's where most people struggle. They hold on, even when it hurts, even when it's toxic, even when it's clearly wrong. Why? Because they're afraid of being alone. Afraid of losing people, afraid of starting over. But let me tell you something, being alone is better than being surrounded by the wrong people. Because the wrong people will drain you, they will distract you, they will destroy your progress, and the worst part, you won't even realize it until it's too late. So you make a decision. You choose quality over quantity. You choose peace over chaos. You choose growth over comfort. And yes, that means your circle will get smaller, but it will also get stronger. Because now, everyone around you is real. Everyone around you adds value. Everyone around you respects you. And that changes your life. Because the people around you shape your mindset. They influence your decisions. They impact your energy. So if you surround yourself with fake people, you will live a fake life. But if you surround yourself with real people, you will build a real future. And that's what you want. A real life, a real mindset, a real circle, no masks, no lies, no betrayal, just truth. And if that means cutting people off, so be it. Because not everyone is meant to stay. Some people were only meant to teach you a lesson. And once the lesson is learned, you move on. No hate, no anger, no bitterness, just growth. Because holding on to hate only holds you back. And you're not going back. You're moving forward. Stronger, smarter, more aware. Because now you understand something most people don't. Your life is a reflection of your standards. And if your standards are low, you will attract low people. But if your standards are high, you will attract the right ones. So raise your standards, raise your expectations, raise your boundaries, and watch how everything changes. Because now you're not available for everyone. You're selective, intentional, focused. And that's power. Because at the end of the day, betrayal didn't just hurt you. It taught you. It showed you who to trust, who to avoid, who to keep at a distance. And now you move with wisdom, not emotion. And that's the difference between who you were and who you are becoming. A stronger version, a smarter version, a better version. And trust me, that version will never be betrayed the same way again. Now, you've built awareness. You've built boundaries. You've taken your power back. But this is where the real game begins. Because awareness alone is not enough. You need discipline. Read that again. You need discipline. Because without discipline, you will fall back into old habits, back into old patterns, back into the same mindset that allowed people to hurt you in the first place. And that can't happen again. Not this time. This time, you build yourself, not emotionally, not temporarily, but permanently, brick by brick, day by day. Through discipline. Because discipline is what separates average people from unstoppable ones. Motivation fades, feelings change, but discipline stays. Even when you're tired, even when you're hurt, even when you don't feel like doing anything. That's when discipline shows up. That's when it matters the most. Because anyone can be strong when things are easy. But real strength shows up when life gets hard. And you've been through hard. You felt betrayal, you felt pain. You felt disappointment. So now you use it. You don't sit in it, you use it. Every morning you wake up, you remember, not to feel pain, but to feel purpose. You remember why you started. You remember why you started. You remember what you lost. And instead of breaking, you build. You push yourself harder than before. You focus on your goals. You focus on your growth. You focus on becoming someone no one can ignore. Because here's the truth. The best revenge is not hurting them back. The best revenge is becoming better. So good that they regret losing you. So strong that they can't reach you anymore. So focused that they don't even matter anymore. That's the real revenge. Not loud, not emotional, silent, powerful. Because while they're watching you, you're not watching them. While they're thinking about you, you're thinking about your future. While they're stuck in the same place, you're moving forward. That's the difference. And that difference, it comes from discipline. You don't skip days. You don't make excuses. You don't make excuses. You don't wait for motivation. You show up every single day, even when it's hard, even when it hurts, even when no one sees it, because you understand something most people don't. Success is built in silence, not in front of people, not for attention, but in the dark, when no one is watching. That's where you grow. That's where you grow. That's where you become different. Different. That's where you separate yourself from everyone else. And over time, that work adds up. Day by day, week by week, month by month, until one day, you look in the mirror and you don't recognize yourself. Not because you're lost, but because you've evolved. You've become stronger, sharper, more disciplined. And now you don't need validation. You don't need approval. You don't need anyone to tell you that you're doing well. Because you know, you feel it. You see it in your actions. You feel it, you see it in your actions. And that confidence, that's unshakable because it's built, not given. And the people who betrayed you, they see it too. They see your growth. They see your discipline. They see your success. And suddenly they remember you. They remember your value. They remember your loyalty. They remember what they lost. But by then, it doesn't matter. Because you're not the same person anymore. You don't go back. You don't reopen doors that were closed for a reason. You don't revisit pain that you've already healed from. Because you've moved on. Because you've moved on. Mentally, emotionally, physically. You've leveled up. And once you level up, you don't go backwards. You keep going higher, further, stronger. Because now this is bigger than them. This is about your life, your future, your purpose. And nothing is more important than that. So you stay disciplined. You stay focused. You stay committed no matter what. Because you know where you're going. And you know what it takes to get there. And trust me, when you reach that level, you won't even think about revenge anymore. Because success becomes your identity. Growth becomes your lifestyle. Discipline becomes who you are. And at that point, you've already won. Well, because at the end of the day, betrayal didn't break you. It built you into someone they can never reach again. Now, let's go deeper. Because there's something you still need to understand. This was not random. This betrayal, this pain, this situation, it didn't just happen. It was allowed to happen. And maybe, just maybe, it was part of something bigger. Because sometimes in life, what feels like a loss is actually protection. What feels like rejection is actually redirection. And what feels like betrayal is actually a test of your faith, a test of your patience, a test of your strength. Because when everything is going right, it's easy to stay strong. But when everything falls apart, that's when the real you is revealed. That's when your belief is tested. Do you break or do you rise? Because understand this, not everyone who leaves your life is a loss. Some people are removed because they were blocking your growth, because they were blocking your purpose. Blocking your purpose. And you couldn't see it while they were in your life. So life removed them for you. Painfully, yes, but necessarily. Because where you're going, not everyone can go with you. Your next level requires a different mindset, a stronger mindset, a more focused mindset, a disciplined mindset. And sometimes the people around you don't align with that level, so they have to go. Not because you hate them, but because your future demands it. And that's hard to accept. Because you cared, because you trusted, because you believed in them. But listen carefully, you're not losing people. You're losing distractions. You're losing misalignment. You're losing misalignment. You're losing what was never meant for you. And what remains is clarity. Clarity about who you are. Clarity about where you're going. Clarity about what you deserve. And once you have that clarity, you move differently. You stop chasing. You stop forcing. You stop forcing. You stop settling because you trust that what's meant for you will find you and what's not will fall away. That's faith. Faith is not just believing when things are easy. Faith is standing strong when everything hurts. Faith is trusting when you don't understand. When you don't understand. Faith is moving forward even when you feel broken. And right now, that's exactly what you're doing. You're still here. Still standing, still fighting, even after everything. And that's strength, that's power, that's proof that you were never weak. You were just tested, and now you're becoming stronger because of it. So don't question the process, don't doubt the journey. Don't lose yourself just because someone else lost you, because your story is bigger than this moment. Your purpose is bigger than this pain. And your future is bigger than your past. So rise, not loudly, but powerfully. Rise with discipline, rise with focus, rise with purpose, and most importantly, rise with faith. Because what's coming is greater than what's ahead is better than what's behind. And one day, everything will make sense. Every betrayal, every loss, every moment of pain, you'll look back and you'll understand why it had to happen, why they had to leave, why you had to go through it. And in that moment, you won't feel anger, you won't feel regret, you'll feel gratitude. Because it made you who you are, stronger, wiser, unbreakable. And now, nothing can stop you. Because now, you're not the same person anymore. You're someone new. You're someone new. Someone focused, someone disciplined, someone unstoppable. And this is your comeback. Not for them, for you. This is your moment to take control, to rise above, to become everything you were meant to be. So don't look back. Don't slow down. Don't doubt yourself, because you've already survived the hardest part. Now it's time to win. Now it's time to grow. Now it's time to dominate your life. And remember this, at the end of the day, betrayal always has consequences. For them, it's regret. It's regret. For you, it's elevation. And elevation, that's where your real life begins. So go, become unstoppable, and never, ever look back. If this message hits you, don't ignore it. Take action. Change your mindset, build your discipline, and step into your power. Because no one is coming to save you. It's on you. And you're ready.